Hi, my name is Casey Cruz and I'm exhibiting my webcomic, Trinity Vampire, at the Passaic County Arts Center. Comics have always been a passion of mine. Ever since I was a child, I drew cartoon characters and watched Marvel movies, and I decided to be a cartoonist. Once I entered college, I decided to study drawing, painting, and printmaking with a primary focus of drawing. My inspiration behind Trinity Vampire actually started with my obsession with anime as a preteen. Around 12 years old, I started watching a lot of anime, and then I was drawing that instead of what I was usually drawing as a child. And then I discovered Rosario Vampire, which was a story that introduced a human character in a world of monsters, and I decided that I would do my own variation of it, except add more elements of horror and less romance. Outside of art, I'm very much inspired by music, especially genres of metal and goth music, as well as some influences of emo and punk. And those actually helped with the inception of Trinity Vampire, because a lot of things, including symbolism in the story, are very much incorporated in those genres of music. I am also inspired by literature, such as Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and Bram Stoker's Dracula. So to begin, we have the front cover and the back cover of the prologue. I wrote the prologue as my senior thesis project in college, and I wanted to emphasize many different things within the covers of this book. I wanted to throw some teasers in the background of what is to come of the story. You probably can't see it that well, but there is a stereotypical murder case board with lots of tacks and yarn symbolizing locations and people who are connected to the narrative. And in the forefront, we have the two main characters, Miles and Scarlet. They made a blood pact with each other, so the blood in their hands symbolizes that pact. They face each other because they are best friends and love interests. I wanted to emphasize the drama with this piece, as well as kind of teasers for the content of the prologue and the rest of the narrative. So this piece in particular kind of spoils most of the beginning of the story, where it shows the consequence of going out on a date. Miles and Scarlet go on their first date out past curfew. It's been speculated that there are monsters on the prowl at night. And at this point, Scarlet gets attacked by a vampire, and it is assumed that she's dead. I decided to frame this spread specifically with carnations with paint splatters on them to symbolize that the blood and the carnations that were given to her on this date are coming out of the frame. And a little side note is that my pen name is Carnations and Carnage, as a direct reference to this scene in particular. So this page introduces a new character in the story. Her name is Akasha Casabella, and she is Scarlet's older sister. She meets Miles after he faints once Scarlet is attacked, and notices that her body is missing. And as a result, the vampire is still in the area, and she is attacked by a vampire. And as you can see, she handles the situation very well. The introduction of her character kind of shows a contrast with Miles's character, because these two characters emphasize my younger self and my older self. Miles is very meek, unaware, ignorant, naive, and Akasha is more well-versed in her world and tougher, and has learned a lot from her experiences as an adult. Another piece that I wanted to highlight is the final family photo, where it shows pictures of Akasha, Scarlet's younger sister, Jocelyn, and Scarlet herself. At this point, they are all human, and this emphasizes that this is probably the last time that they're a happy trio. They are actually the Trinity in Trinity Vampire, and I wanted to emphasize that families fall apart sometimes, and siblings don't always get along. And this shows that something drastic happened to Akasha. She was once human, and now she is not. So I wanted to emphasize that there is a story to her character, as well as the entire Casabella family. This exhibit also features a soundtrack composed by myself and my friend T. Karags. It is called Bloodlines, and you can scan the QR code in the actual exhibit to listen to it. And you can also hear parts of it in this video. You can follow me at CarnationsXCarnage on Instagram, and you can also check out my website, carnationsandcarnage.com. You can also check out Trinity Vampire on Webtoon, and stay tuned for more updates on print releases as well as web releases of this comic.